Hello, this is Zombie Dracula, and today we're back to another episode of The Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. Now let's get into the video. Did you talk to Dr. Dekker about herbalism?
We talked about it once. He said I should do what I wanted and not worry about what anyone else thought.
Fair enough. Oh, that's everything for Eileen, however you pronounce the name. Now let's talk to Claire. Have you seen your arrest report?
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
Okay. The report says you were arrested for murder.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There wasn't even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Eh? How is he alive? How is he alive if he's dead? How could you have a funeral if David isn't dead?
He's buried at Handy Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone.
Okay.
One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget the face. You should ask him.
Oh, was it Bryce? Did you intend to fatally wound him?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her.
Okay.
He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it.
Sounds it.
So I fixed him.
How did you fix
It was a
him?
week later. I brought David back to life.
How?
Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
So, you have loop days, Nathan has loop days, Mariana has blackouts, you can shapeshift into another, you can resurrect the dead before they're buried, you can pause time for an hour, so your day's 25 hours, you're just here for grief, and I think you're just like a tester patient. So, yeah, that's weird.
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term.
Okay.
Like I'm an evil necromancer, raising things from the dead.
What were the results of David's resurrection?
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely.
Okay.
Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
What problem do you have?
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it will raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'll be able to help me.
Help you in what kind? How can I help you?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see a way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder. To lessen my symptoms.
Okay.
Because I'm not a killer. But I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
No, I don't think. Well, I have mixed opinions. Yes, you're a killer. No, you're not. Like, yes, you did kill, but it was only in a fit of rage, so I don't think you'd go out of your way to kill, so no.
Thank you, Doctor. So then you'll help me. You'll say I was temporarily insane.
Yes, I can declare you temporarily insane. No, you weren't temporarily insane. Yes, I can say she was. Hopefully, I can get some more information out of her in the future, she can help me if I help her now.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I need to hear. From you or Dr. Dekker. But Dr. Dekker wouldn't do that for me. He wants something else.
What did Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my electric. He didn't believe I reanimated David. Once he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
What girl? What girl did Dekker mention?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house.
Oh,
Just for me.
okay.
And he asked me to reanimate her.
Okay.
I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Did you help Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said I must have set her free after he told me about her.
Okay.
I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Which patient was a pallbearer?
Bryce was a pallbearer.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's also a grave digger, I believe.
How do you know Bryce?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Okay, so you paid people for that. Should I tell Bryce that Claire says he's been smuggling bodies? Claire says the girl in Dekker's basement was Iris. So yeah, that's the extras on them. What changed Dekker's mind?
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
That would be fine. Yes, I'd like to see him then.
Very well. In our next session.
How are you doing today?
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again. The one I told you about.
Iris?
She was playing outside.
Oh, no, her. Do you know anything about paper spikes?
Paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the air and into his brain.
Okay.
Or just as a friendly, bloody mess of a murder. Do you know, Doctor?
No, I don't. How is it possible David was brought to life? Or a line about never seeing Dekker outside sessions? Did you speak to the girl at the lake house? I'll just go through them in order.
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Do you think you might be seeing David's ghost? Is David not human? Or a line about David being alive? Is David not human?
Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him. Something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery.
Oh,
Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you might be seeing David's ghost?
I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
Are you lying about David being alive?
If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance.
Okay. Are you lying about never seeing Dekker outside session?
How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
Okay. did speak to the girl at the lake house?
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish.
Okay.
She was holding it in her hands.
What did the girl do with the fish?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. One,
Oh,
two, three,
okay.
1 cent caught a fish.
And yes, I know the end of that rhyme. Will she, oh, I was going to say, if I ask her to finish off, would she finish off? But I take it as not. Why is reanimation a more accurate term then? Okay. Why is reanimation a more accurate term?
David was dazed and confused when I brought him back to life. As you'd expect. He was scared. He didn't want me to go near him at first, which is understandable, as I did kill him. But I didn't really succeed in bringing him back. He wasn't a big talker before, but even monosyllabic words were more than what he seemed able to give me.
Okay. Is David a zombie? I can ask that. I wasn't expecting that to be a question.
Yes, he did come back to life, but he's not a zombie. He looks like he always did.
Okay.
Just his mind is encumbered. There's no way back.
Okay, I can see what you feel about there's no way back there. Did Bryce really smuggle out David's body? I should talk to him, then let Claire know the answer. Really? I've got to ask Bryce that before coming back to Claire. Okay then. Did you really smuggle David's body? I'm going to add out after that. Did you really smuggle David's body out?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castlefort's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Okay. I should tell Claire Bryce says her husband is in the ground. Okay. Bryce says that David is in the ground.
Well, that's what he would say, isn't it?
Okay. The arrest report says covered in blood. Yeah, I can ask that. The arrest report says you were covered in blood.
It's a messy business, stabbing someone. You'd imagine that it would be like slicing into a pie with all the filling just slowly oozing out. But it's so much more dramatic, like popping a cork of a bottle of champagne. Blood sprayed everywhere.
Okay, if you say so. Why does she say she didn't succeed at bringing him back to life? Okay, I can ask that. Why did you say you didn't succeed in bringing David back to life?
He made sounds. I could understand him a bit. I thought he'd improve with time, like a child learning to walk, but he didn't. It's only recently that I've come to the conclusion that he's not going to get better. He's not going to be right again.
Okay.
I think it's his brain. At least he's safe where he is.
Okay then. Has anyone else seen David? I can ask that. Has anyone else seen David?
Yes, the father and daughter who live opposite will have seen him, I'd imagine. Although they won't have talked to him. If anyone approaches him other than me, David would run a mile. The sociable part of his brain must have died in that week too.
Okay. That makes a bit of sense. What happened to Iris? I need to talk to other patients more. Then check my notes. Okay. What happened to Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. It was obvious.
I'll question just Iris then, see if that brings anything. Iris?
It didn't happen.
Okay, so nothing on Iris you have. Seen that. Yeah, seen all them. So how am I going to get the Iris information if it... Well, let me ask her about Iris. Or is that what it wants me to ask last, which is annoying when it wants you to ask a certain question last. Why did she use a steak knife? Okay, I can ask that. Why did you use a steak knife?
The steak knife was the closest, sharpest weapon I could lay my hands on. I didn't really have much time to think about it.
Okay then. So it looks like after Claire I've got 3 people to talk to. 2 fully and 1 only half through, seen as came kind of half prepared. So yeah. What happened when Dekker met David? Yeah, I can ask that. What happened when Dr. Dekker met David?
I think it was a mistake taking Dr. Dekker to see David. Dr. Dekker wanted to examine him, so they went into a different room.
Okay.
I wasn't worried. David wouldn't speak. But Dr. Dekker seemed very distant after that. He didn't say a word on the way back.
Okay. That seems odd, but okay. Can she prove David is still alive? I can ask that. Can you prove David is still alive?
I have a picture of him I took after he came back. I'll bring it in next session.
Okay. She asked me where he was stabbed. The report says it was his heart. She asked me where he was stabbed. The report says it's heart. Okay. The report says she stabbed his heart. Why do you ask?
He was stabbed in the heart. Then I'd say whoever killed him didn't want to leave any room for error.
Okay. Maybe David survived the attack? Maybe David survived the attack?
Perhaps. Perhaps I missed vital organs. Perhaps by some strange freak of nature he only appeared there for a week and needed no food or water.
So that was
an
an
autopsy, so it's not likely. I think he was definitely dead.
So what you worded definitely sound like if he didn't die, he'd be definitely in a comatose state. But if they did an autopsy, then he probably was dead, because the chances of them doing it on someone in a coma are very slim because of technology that's around now. What happened to the lost key? Okay. What happened to the lost key?
Oh, I found the key. It must have been there all along, in a drawer in the hallway. I could have sworn I'd looked there already.
Maybe that was a glitch in the Matrix that happened. So if it was, then from experience they are annoying. Did David talk to Dr. Dekker? Oh, I didn't even think about asking that. Did David talk to Dr. Dekker?
You're saying that my David would speak to Dr. Dekker, but not his beloved wife? I don't think so, Doctor. And even if that were true, what would he say? What would he tell him?
I wouldn't know. But it's really, what would David want to say, which is the question, or what would he feel like he needs to say? What happened to Iris? Can you talk to the patients more? Then check my notes. Okay, that's what I kept on asking. So I'll try this and then see if it keeps on coming back to this question. Then I'll probably have to talk to the rest of the patients and then come back to Claire. What happened to Iris?
It didn't happen.
I kind of predicted that would happen. The arrest report says the neighbours called the police. Okay, so I need to ask about that. The arrest report says the neighbours called the police.
My neighbours seem far more interested in my business than they are their own. The lake house only has one house opposite, and it was on sale for some time. I suppose I should have bought it.
Okay. I'll look at the report again, see if it has any other information I can ask. At 240 hours, or 2040 hours, November 8th, myself and PC 725 Holt responded to a call received from a neighbour of the Bower House at Western Park, or no, it wouldn't be Western, it would be Western, or whatever the location is called, Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked on the front door, but there was no reply. We examined the rear of the property and gained entrance through the insecure patio doors. We entered the property through this door, and I announced myself by shouting "police." We did not hear anything. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was laying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls and furniture. I noted what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which was covered in blood. At this point I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life, but found none. I asked the woman her name, and she identified herself as Claire Castleford. I asked her if she knew the man. She said, the dead man. She said he was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what happened, and she said she never had killed him. Following the search by PC Holt revealed no other person present at the house. I said to Castleford at 2052, "You're under arrest for suspicion of murder." I then cautioned her and placed her in the back of the police for transportation to the police station. Okay. The reporters were at the 9th, but the incident happened on the 8th. Okay, does that mean anything more? I don't think it does. So I asked about in the hallway or the door, or should I? I'll ask about both.
don't have to analyse everything I say, Doctor. Sometimes I'm always just a boy, and yes, before you ask, the same goes for the drawer.
Okay. After asking about the drawer as well, if that has anything, it'll probably have the same answer to it. The drawer.
You don't have to analyse everything.
Yeah, it's the same response I thought it would be. But I wanted to check to be safe. What happened to Iris? Okay. I'll ask you, is Iris okay instead of what happened to Iris? Is Iris okay?
It didn't happen.
Why am I not surprised that it brought that clip back up again? Seems like it wants me to talk to everyone else before I ask about Iris, or ask about Iris last, which is going to be annoying if that is what they want to happen. Yep. What happened to Iris? That just keeps me responding. I'm just going to ask Iris.
It didn't happen.
Of course. Of course, that's all that gets asked. Where is David safe? Ah, another question I wasn't expecting to be given. I thought I was just going to give the Iris one again. Where is David safe? Where is David safe?
The lake house. He doesn't move from there. For good reason.
Why doesn't he move from the lake house? I'll ask that. Why does he not move from the lake house?
I don't know, Doctor.
What happened to Iris again? What happened to Iris? It's probably just going to be the same clip again.
It didn't happen.
Of course.
Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said that I must set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
I'll try wording as if asking if she set Iris free. Did you set Iris free? It's probably going to be the same clip again.
It didn't happen.
Knew it. Why didn't she use... Oh, why didn't she have much time to think? I don't know why that looked like use for a minute. No, so why didn't she use much time? Why didn't she have much time to think? Okay. Probably from the anger you was having at the time. Why didn't you have much time to think?
I didn't plan to kill my husband. It was a spur of the moment thing. What is it with men and theirs? Is that why they have a shorter average lifespan?
Okay, that was not a response I was expecting to hear. But it happened. Did she lie about David never leaving the lake house? I tried asking that but it didn't work. So I can ask again. Did you lie about David never leaving the lake house?
I'm sorry, Your Honour. What I meant to say is that David never leaves the vicinity of the lake house. I think his hunting will be severely restricted by trying to do it with the kitchen window.
Makes sense. What happened to Iris? Okay, I can try asking it again, but I'll probably get the same response. What happened to Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Yeah. I knew that was going to be the response anyway, so what can I do? doesn't leave the lake house without good reason.
David should be alive, so he can't just stroll along naked. It's unseemly. I did think he'd be able to rejoin society at some point, but not anymore. He's getting worse, not better.
How is he unseemly?
Do you see David here? No, Doctor. That would be ridiculous.
Okay. Claire says the girl in Dekker's basement was Iris. I should tell Bryce that Claire says he's been smuggling bodies. I should tell Claire. Bryce says her husband is in the ground. Okay. A lot there. I question the basement. The basement.
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. Right. Did you help Iris?
It didn't happen.
Oh, it's showing all the questions I asked you, or yeah. The girl, what happened to her? Hopefully that will answer that. You don't know. What happened to the girl in the basement?
Try asking me something.
Okay. Moonlight.
Sorry.
Oh, that might be something else. Must have seen. Oh. What else is it they have to ask? Need to talk to the patients more, then check my notes. What happened to Iris? That's what I'm trying to find out. What happened to her? So that's that. Wait to check the notes. I'll question the basement again, but in a different wording. Dr. Dekker's basement.
That's not relevant here.
Okay, I'm so confused. I'll say, did Iris escape? Did Iris escape?
It didn't happen.
Our question just escaped them.
Think, Doctor. Think. Use your brain. Or your notes if you have to.
Iris was in Dekker's basement. Iris was in Dekker's basement.
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Okay. So I need to somehow add on to that.
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious.
I'll say Dekker cancelled, see if that'll add anything to it. Dekker cancelled.
I don't know what you're after. It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said I must have set her free.
Why did Dr. Dekker blame you for the escape?
I'm getting tired of all these questions. I'm getting tired of everything.
Blamed you, I'll say that, see if that has anything.
That's not relevant here.
And that'll be the end of this video then, guys. Like and comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. And let's see if we can get 100 likes. And this is the Zombie Dracula signing off. Bye.